What's good, everybody? This your boy Mike coming to you from Reality Warpers. Yo, I got a question. Do spiritual topics pique your interest? Do you desire unique conversation? Sit down, calm your mind, just have a conversation. And after we have a talk, if you feel like you got information of substance, like and subscribe to the channel. And if you know anybody that have like minds, share my content. And together, we can warp reality. So without further ado, let's get to the show. What's good, everybody? Thank you for joining me here again on another awesome episode of Reality Warpers. Been a minute, and now it's time to get back into our series speaking on masculine and feminine energy. Okay, so I hope you all have caught up with me so far on my recent episodes. It's explaining the masculine and feminine energy, the dualities in between the energies, the high vibrational energy and the lower vibrational energy, the traits that dwells within those energies and everything. So I hope you're caught up because now we're going to go on and finish and wrap up this series with the low vibration feminine traits. Okay. So the first low vibration feminine trait I'm going to speak on is manipulative. All right. So there have been many stories throughout the Bible where there was a great man or a strong man or some king or something like that, or even in different TV shows and of today where a man will be in a position of power and something would happen where he would be manipulated by a woman on losing that power, okay, or losing that ability or whatever he had going on. Something happened where he ended up getting caught up with his emotions in a woman, and she manipulated him in some kind of way to get him to do something that she wanted to do, or get him to stop doing something or whatever. So I want to speak on the manipulative trait because that is a low vibrational feminine trait that could throw the man off of his initial purpose. Okay, so one of the stories that I want to speak on is Samson and Delilah. Okay, so Samson and Delilah is a story in the Bible where Samson was the strongest man in the Bible. He had been blessed by God with beautiful hair, with strength that dwells within his hair. So it was speaking on how his powers came from his hair. Okay, he had dreadlocks, and no one knew where his powers came from. No one knew how he was able to be so strong. He met this woman named Delilah, and he started to fall in love with her, but she was working with um an army that was against his camp, that was trying to figure out how to get rid of him, like how to stop him because he was the strong point in that camp, right? Okay. So she kept asking him every night. They would lay up and talk and pillow talk and all that kind of stuff, and of course I'm sure do to do, but she would ask him, where do your strength come from? And for about the first 4 or 5 times or something like that, she had asked him, where did his strength come from? He would give her a false answer. So here, say something like, I drank a lot of milk, when I was growing up or something, that type of thing. Or I do a bunch of push-ups or whatever. He'll say something to like, throw her off, but she would take it with a grain of salt, but at the end of the day, she didn't believe it, because he kept giving her the wrong answer. The reason why she knew he was giving her the wrong answer is because she would take that information to the army and they would do something to try to throw him off with whatever information she gave, and it never worked. So eventually he gave in to her. And when he gave in to her, he told her that it was his hair. And he ended up getting his hair cut off. I can't remember if Delilah cut his hair off or if the army came in at night when he was asleep or something and cut his hair off. I think she cut his hair off, if I'm not mistaken. But he ended up getting his hair cut off. And once he got his hair cut off, he lost all of his power. He lost all of his strength. That way he was able to get captured by the other army. So when he got captured, he ended up being put between some pillars in a stadium, and he was basically like, they little show and all of that type of stuff. And over time, his hair started to grow back, and no one was really paying attention to it, I guess, since they were so, happy that they caught him and everything. But over time, his hair started to grow back. And once his hair got to a certain extent, he was able to get enough of his strength back where he was able to knock the towers over that he was attached to and killed everybody you know, in the stadium. I think that was a pretty great, crazy story, pretty dope story. But just giving you that story on telling you how being manipulated into giving up his information of power made him lose that power. Okay. And the thing is, a lot of times, if you look at any movie, any TV shows, the, gangster movies or gang movies or, mobster movie, whatever type movies or any type of, like, money type movie or something like that, they will always try to use a woman to go in and manipulate the man into getting whatever they want out of the guy. And the reason why is because a man is very keen on other men. He knows that he's a target to them, and they want to attack him in many different ways. And depending on the position of that man, he has a lot of, pull, a lot of, leverage or whatever, where they can't touch him. And again, especially if a man is dwelling within his purpose, like I said on recent videos, he have a certain level of spiritual protection that's stopping these entities, these negative energies from attacking him and stopping his purpose. Okay. So they know that they have to do other tactics or use other tactics in order to throw him off of what his purpose is. And a lot of times they have to use an inside person, which a lot of times end up being a woman or a woman that he's close to, that type of thing. And that's just one story. Giving another example in the Bible is the Adam and Eve story when they she gave him the fruit, and the fruit uh she manipulated him into eating it after she ate it, or she got tricked into eating the apple. All right. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well. That's also a low vibration feminine trait, which is being gullible. Okay. Being tricked into certain things. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. But after she got tricked into eating the fruit, eating the apple, she tricked Adam. She manipulated Adam. She knew that the snake knew that he could not trick Adam to eat the fruit, because the man again is alert to, everything. He have dominion over his surrounding. So he is, uh, he's a little bit more alert to other outside forces. it's the woman, the one that's closest to him, is the one that's able to manipulate him to let his guard down. Okay. So this is where you come in. You have to make sure that you aren't doing certain things, whether that's like, something selfish or something like that, like having that selfish feel to do something, like to trick him into doing something, whatever. Just by you tricking him to do little minor things, it just kind of grows into something bigger and bigger over time. And it also develops your character into something that you shouldn't be developing your character into. So even like, for example, those little white lies type thing, it's still a lie. It's just like, of course it's not big as other lies, or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's still a development that you're putting in your character. And you want to have as least low vibrational traits that's developed in your character as possible. And why is that so important? Is because you are going to pass certain traits down to the children. Once you have a child, whatever you is mixed with and whatever he is mixed with is going to come into something. It's going to make a chemical makeup of something, and it's going to be passed down within that child. That's why they say the child is better or worse than whatever whoever the parent was, that type of thing. So you want to develop as least amount of negative traits in you as possible. Okay? So we want to make sure that we're not being manipulative. Just look at different things that you do in your life and how you carry yourself with throughout relationships. And this is not a relationship channel or anything, but this is just information that could help you along with developing a relationship with a man. Like I said, once you understand the spiritual aspects of things, you will be able to control or handle or understand the physical aspects of things. Okay, so I'm trying to give you more of a spiritual insight of what you're doing on a consistent basis, where it's just things that we do so often that is like something normal to us. We think it is just something normal, but the thing is, the way media and social media and things like that, hip hop and all different genres of music and things of that nature have downplayed these type of emotions and downplayed these type of intuitions and different things. It makes us not understand the importance of them. Okay, so I'm just here to give you that understanding, that importance of what you're doing. Okay, so that's being manipulative. Now, gullible. 1 second, y'all. This is Fendi. Say hey, Fendi. This is Fendi. She's over here getting into stuff. I guess she just wants to be seen for a second or something. So I'm gonna put her up. Then I'm gonna get back to it. All right.